Welcome to the History in Focus channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one.
Charlton Heston, a legendary Hollywood actor, was known for epic roles such as Moses in the Ten Commandments, 1956, and Ben-Hur in Ben-Hur, 1959, which earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor. The photo was taken during one of his last public appearances before his death in 2008, at the age of 84. During his career, Heston appeared in over 100 films and was also a vocal activist, serving as president of the National Rifle Association in the 1990s. This image shows John Lennon in one of his final public moments, taken on December 8, 1980, in front of the Dakota Building in New York City. Hours later, he was tragically assassinated by a disturbed fan at the age of 40. Lennon, a former member of the Beatles, made history with songs like Imagine and Give Peace a Chance. He also appeared in several Beatles films, blending comedy, music, and innovation, including A Hard Day's Night, 1964, Help, 1965, and Magical Mystery Tour, 1967. Gregory Peck, accompanied by his wife, Veronique Pisani, in one of his last public appearances. Peck, one of Hollywood's great stars, is remembered for his iconic role as Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird, 1962, which won him the Academy Award for Best Actor. His career included classics like The Guns of Navarone and Roman Holiday. Sean Connery, alongside his wife, Micheline Roquebrune, in an intimate moment during the last years of his life. Connery, widely known as the first actor to portray James Bond on the big screen, starred in 7 films of the franchise, beginning with Dr. No, 1962. Beyond Bond, he had a brilliant career with notable roles in films like The Untouchables, 1987, for which he won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Audrey Hepburn in one of her final public appearances, by then devoting much of her time to humanitarian work. One of Hollywood's greatest icons, she was known for her emblematic roles in films such as Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, Roman Holiday, 1953, and My Fair Lady, 1964. Beyond her acting talent, she was admired for her elegance and style. In her later years, she worked as a UNICEF ambassador, helping children in need worldwide. This photo captures Sidney Poitier receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Barack Obama during a White House ceremony in 2009. Poitier was a pioneer in Hollywood, being the first black actor to win an Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance in Lilies of the Field, 1963. He was also celebrated for his roles in classics like In the Heat of the Night and To Sir, with Love. Maximilian Schell, an Austrian actor and director during one of his last public events. He was widely recognized for his performance in Judgment at Nuremberg, 1961, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Actor. Schell stood out in both cinema and theater, with works in various international productions. This photo was taken shortly before his death in 2014 at the age of 83. Rex Harrison, one of the greatest stars of British cinema and theater, was famous for his role as Professor Henry Higgins in My Fair Lady, 1964, which won him the Academy Award for Best Actor. Harrison also starred in successes like Cleopatra, 1963, and The King and I. He was known for his distinct acting style and commanding presence. Burt Lancaster, one of the greatest stars of Hollywood's golden age, was known for his versatility, starring in classics like From Here to Eternity, 1953, and Birdman of Alcatraz, 1962, for which he received an Academy Award nomination. He won the Best Actor award for his performance in Elmer Gantry, 1960. His last public appearance occurred in the early 1990s before his death in 1994 at the age of 80. This image was captured at a public event during the final years of Rod Steiger's life, near his death in 2002 at the age of 77. Throughout his career, Rod Steiger participated in over 80 films, being one of Hollywood's greatest actors, known for his intense and award-winning performances. He became famous for roles in films such as In the Heat of the Night, where he played the iconic Sheriff Gillespie, a role that earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor. Peter O'Toole, one of cinema's great icons, is best remembered for his role in Lawrence of Arabia, 1962, one of the greatest performances in film history, which earned him the first of his 8 Academy Award nominations for Best Actor. Despite never winning a competitive Oscar, he received an honorary Academy Award in 2003 for his contributions to cinema. Elizabeth Taylor in a wheelchair, already facing health issues. A Hollywood icon, Taylor starred in classics like Cleopatra, 1963, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966, which earned her a second Academy Award for Best Actress. Beyond her brilliant film career, Taylor was a prominent activist, particularly in the fight against AIDS, becoming one of the first celebrities to publicly support the cause. Steve McQueen, known as the King of Cool, alongside his wife Barbara Minty, in one of his last public appearances. McQueen was one of the biggest stars of 1960s and 1970s Hollywood, famous for roles in films like Bullitt, 1968, The Great Escape, 1963, and Papillon, 1973. Renowned for his rebellious attitude and iconic style, McQueen faced serious health issues related to aggressive cancer at the time of this photo. He passed away in 1980 at the age of 50. One of John Wayne's last public appearances, the legendary American film star, during the 1979 Academy Awards ceremony. Known as the Duke, Wayne starred in classics like The Searchers, 1956, and True Grit, 1969, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Actor. At the time of this photo, he was already battling health issues related to cancer, which would claim his life a few months later in June 1979, at the age of 72. Bruce Lee in Hong Kong, just days before his death. Bruce Lee was a martial arts legend and cultural icon, known for films like The Big Boss, 1971, Fist of Fury, 1972, and Enter the Dragon, 1973, which helped popularize martial arts worldwide. Besides acting, Lee was a philosopher and creator of Jeet Kune Do, a martial arts style that emphasized efficiency in combat. His untimely death on July 20, 1973, at the age of 32, shocked the world. Marcello Mastroianni in one of his final public appearances. The Italian actor was one of the biggest stars of European cinema, famous for his collaborations with director Federico Fellini in films like La Dolce Vita, 1960, and 8½, 1963, which are considered classics of world cinema. With his elegance and natural charm, Mastroianni became an icon of style and sophistication. Paul Newman, star of major hits like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, 1969, and Cool Hand Luke, 1967, captivated audiences with his unmatched talent and charm. In addition to his work as an actor, Newman excelled as a director, entrepreneur, and race car driver, competing professionally and earning respect in the motorsport world. James Caan was one of Hollywood's greatest stars, remembered especially for his role as Sonny Corleone in The Godfather, 1972, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. He also starred in films like Rollerball, 1975, Misery, 1990, and Elf, 2003. James Caan passed away in July 2022 at the age of 82. Peter Sellers in Being There, 1979, his final work before his death, for which he received an Academy Award nomination. One of the greatest comedic actors of his time, Sellers delivered memorable performances. He was known for his versatility and ability to play multiple characters, as seen in films like Dr. Strangelove, 1964, and the Pink Panther series, where he brought to life the clumsy Inspector Clouseau. Kirk Douglas in one of his final public moments, already of advanced age. Douglas was one of Hollywood's greatest stars, known for films like Spartacus, 1960, and Ace in the Hole, 1951. With his striking presence and intense performances, he excelled in historical dramas. Douglas was also recognized as a producer and for defying the Hollywood studio system by supporting blacklisted screenwriters during the era of McCarthyism. He passed away in 2020. Roy Scheider is widely remembered for his iconic role as Chief Martin Brody in the classic Jaws, 1975, directed by Steven Spielberg. He also stood out in films like The French Connection, 1971, which earned him an Academy Award nomination, and All That Jazz, 1979, where he received another nomination for his brilliant performance. Roy Scheider had a career spanning over 5 decades, navigating dramas, thrillers, and science fiction. He passed away in 2008 at the age of 75. On December 22, 2016, Carrie Fisher was photographed by a fan in London. The next day, she traveled to Los Angeles, where she suffered cardiac arrest during the flight. 4 days later, on December 27, 2016, she passed away in a hospital. Globally recognized for playing Princess Leia in the Star Wars saga, Fisher also stood out as an author and activist, addressing mental health issues with candor. Donald Sutherland made his last red carpet appearance known for his iconic roles in films like MASH, 1970, Clute, 1971, and the Hunger Games franchise, where he portrayed President Snow. Sutherland established himself as one of Hollywood's great actors and received numerous awards for his contributions to the film industry, including an honorary Academy Award in 2017. Burt Reynolds, in one of his final public appearances, already facing health challenges. Reynolds was one of Hollywood's biggest stars of the 1970s and 1980s, known for his charisma and roles in films like Deliverance, 1972, Smokey and the Bandit, 1977, and Boogie Nights, 1997, for which he received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. James Shigeta, a trailblazing Asian American actor in Hollywood, known for paving the way for Asian actors in American cinema. He starred in films like Flower Drum Song, 1961, which earned critical acclaim, and Die Hard, 1988, where he played Executive Joseph Takagi. Shigeta was one of the first actors to break stereotypes and take on leading roles in Hollywood. Max von Sydow became known for his collaborations with director Ingmar Bergman, starring in classics like The Seventh Seal, 1957, where he played the iconic knight who plays chess with death. Von Sydow also stood out in major international productions, including The Exorcist, 1973, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2015. This image shows Richard Pryor, one of the greatest comedians and actors of his generation in his later years. Pryor was widely recognized for his irreverent humor and honest takes on social issues, often drawn from his own experiences. He starred in films like Silver Streak, 1976, The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings, 1976, and See No Evil, Hear No Evil, 1989. Pryor also revolutionized stand-up comedy with his bold and innovative approach. Sandra Dee was an iconic star of the 1950s and 1960s, known for films like Imitation of Life, 1959, and Come September, 1961. She stood out as a symbol of the youth and innocence of the time, but also faced personal challenges off-screen. Her role in Gidget, 1959, helped popularize surfing culture in the United States. After her prime, Sandra Dee retired from acting but remained a beloved figure in classic cinema. She passed away in 2005 at the age of 62. This image shows Laurence Olivier, widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of all time, in one of his last productions. Olivier excelled in theater and cinema, with legendary performances in Shakespearean works, including Hamlet, 1948, which won him Academy Awards for Best Picture and Best Actor. He also shone in films like Rebecca, 1940, and Othello, 1965. He was a founding member of the National Theatre in London and was celebrated for his unparalleled stage presence. Anna Karina, one of the most remarkable figures of French cinema and a muse of the Nouvelle Vague. Known for her collaborations with director Jean-Luc Godard, Karina starred in classics like Vivre sa vie, 1962, Pierrot le Fou, 1965, and Alphaville, 1965. With her unique beauty and magnetic performances, she became a cultural icon of the 1960s. In her later years, Karina continued to inspire generations with her cinematic legacy. She passed away in December 2019 at the age of 79. David Carradine became internationally known for his role as Kwai Chang Caine in the television series Kung Fu in the 1970s, and later as Bill in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill films, 2003 and 2004. Despite his fame, Carradine faced personal challenges throughout his life. He passed away in 2009 at the age of 72 under controversial circumstances while filming in Thailand. Jack Lemmon, in one of his last public appearances. The actor was one of Hollywood's most versatile and beloved figures, excelling in both comedies and dramas. Lemmon won 2 Academy Awards, one for Mr. Roberts, 1955, as Best Supporting Actor and another for Save the Tiger, 1973, as Best Actor. He is also widely remembered for his work in The Apartment, 1960, and Some Like It Hot, 1959, where he showcased his comedic talent alongside Marilyn Monroe and Tony Curtis. Kris Kristofferson in his final performance, renowned for his career as an actor, singer, and songwriter. He achieved fame in both country music and Hollywood with iconic songs like Me and Bobby McGee, and memorable roles in films like A Star is Born, 1976, and Pat Garrett in Billy the Kid, 1973. Charles Bronson in one of his last public appearances. Known as one of the greatest stars of action and Western films, he starred in hits like Death Wish, 1974, and The Magnificent Seven, 1960. With his commanding presence and roles as often silent and determined men, he became an icon of the 1970s and 1980s. Cliff Robertson, an Academy Award-winning actor, was known for his role in Charlie, 1968. He also became widely recognized for portraying Uncle Ben in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy during the 2000s. This photo was taken at a public event before his death in 2011 at the age of 88. Robertson had a diverse career, moving between intense dramas and popular productions, being remembered for his dedication to acting and charismatic presence. John Ritter, shortly before his unexpected death on September 11, 2003, at the age of 54, due to an aortic dissection. Ritter achieved global fame playing Jack Tripper on the sitcom Three's Company, 1977-1984. His portrayal of the charming and clumsy roommate earned him both an Emmy and a Golden Globe. The show was one of the biggest hits of its time and marked a high point in American television history. Michael Cimino, a renowned American filmmaker, is best known for directing The Deer Hunter, 1978, a classic that won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. The film is celebrated for its powerful depiction of the Vietnam War's effects on soldiers and their communities. He passed away on July 2, 2016, at the age of 77. Doris Day was one of the biggest Hollywood stars of the 1950s and 1960s, known for her soothing voice and charm in films like Pillow Talk, 1959, and Love Me or Leave Me, 1955. Besides being an acclaimed actress, she had a successful singing career with hits like Que Sera, Sera. After retiring from cinema, she dedicated herself to animal rights causes. Doris Day passed away in May 2019 at the age of 97. Madeline Kahn, a talented actress and comedian, left her mark on Hollywood with unforgettable roles. Kahn was widely recognized for her performances in classic comedies like Blazing Saddles, 1974, and Love and Death, 1975. Her ability to blend physical humor with impeccable timing made her a favorite among audiences and critics alike. Nominated twice for an Academy Award, Kahn also shone in theater, winning a Tony Award for her role in The Sisters Rosenzweig. She passed away in 1999 at the age of 57. Michael Jeter at one of his final public events before his passing on March 30, 2003, in Los Angeles. He is remembered for his role as Edouard Delacroix in The Green Mile, 1999, where he played a prisoner with a special bond with a mouse named Mr. Jingles, delivering a performance that moved audiences. Jeter also won an Emmy for his work on the TV series Evening Shade. This image features James Rebhorn, an American actor known for his remarkable contributions to cinema, television, and theater. Born on September 1, 1948, in Philadelphia, Rebhorn began his career on stage before making his mark in Hollywood. Some of his notable roles include the prosecutor in Scent of a Woman, 1992, the insurance executive in The Truman Show, 1998, and appearances in TV series like Homeland, where he played Carrie Matheson's father. Richard Crenna, in his final public appearance, is widely remembered for his role as Colonel Sam Troutman in the Rambo franchise alongside Sylvester Stallone. He also excelled in films such as Tremors and The Fugitive. His performance in the TV show The Real McCoys is also celebrated as one of his most significant contributions to comedy. He passed away on January 17, 2003, at the age of 76. Jonathan Brandis posed for a promotional photo days before his death on November 12, 2003, at the age of 27 in Los Angeles. A promising and charismatic actor, Brandis gained fame in the 1990s. Born on April 13, 1976, he began his career as a child actor, rising to prominence through commercials and television appearances. His most iconic role was as Lucas Wollensack in the science fiction series SeaQuest DSV, 1993-1996, where he captured a devoted fan base with his portrayal of a teenage genius. Alexander Godunov is remembered for his commanding presence and intense performances. He is widely recognized for his role as Carl, one of the main antagonists in Die Hard, 1988. Another notable work was in Witness, 1985. Godunov tragically passed away on May 18, 1995, at the age of 45 due to complications from alcoholism. This image was taken shortly before the death of actor J.T. Walsh, known for playing intense and memorable characters in Hollywood. The photo was captured at a public event in Los Angeles in 1997, about a year before his passing on February 27, 1998, due to a heart attack. Walsh appeared in major productions such as A Few Good Men, 1992, where he acted alongside Jack Nicholson, and Breakdown, 1997, one of his last works. This photo captures one of Chris Penn's last public appearances before his passing on January 24, 2006, at the age of 40, due to heart disease-related complications. Penn is best known for his role in Reservoir Dogs, 1992, where he played Nice Guy Eddie, one of the most iconic characters in Quentin Tarantino's classic film. This is actor Troy Donahue, who gained immense popularity in the 1950s and 1960s as one of Hollywood's leading heartthrobs. Donahue stood out for his performances in romantic films and TV series, such as A Summer Place, 1959, where his portrayal turned him into a youth icon of the time. He later returned to the spotlight with smaller roles, including an appearance in The Godfather, Part 2, 1974. Donahue passed away on September 2, 2001 in Santa Monica, California due to a heart attack. One of the only adult photographs of Matthew Garber, known for his role as Michael Banks in Mary Poppins, 1964. Despite his brief but impactful career, Garber acted in only a few films before stepping away from acting in 1967. Tragically, he passed away in June 1977 at the age of 21 due to necrotizing pancreatitis. This image is one of the last taken of Lane Smith before his death on June 13, 2005 at the age of 69. On television, Lane Smith was best known for his role as Perry White, the editor of the Daily Planet, in the series Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, 1993-1997. In film, one of his most iconic roles was as Jim Trotter III in My Cousin Vinny, 1992. Another standout performance was as Richard Nixon in the TV movie The Final Days, 1989, which earned critical acclaim for his detailed and compelling portrayal. The last photo of Pat Morita waving to fans. Morita was an American actor widely known for his role as Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid franchise. This iconic role earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Pat Morita passed away on November 24, 2005, leaving a lasting legacy as one of the most recognized and respected Asian American actors of his generation. This photo was taken before Marty Feldman's trip to Mexico. Feldman, a British actor and comedian, was famous for his unique appearance and remarkable humor. He was a prominent figure in comedy during the 1960s and 1970s. Feldman is best remembered for his role as Igor or Igor in the Mel Brooks comedy Young Frankenstein, 1974. Peter Boyle, known for his roles in Everybody Loves Raymond and Young Frankenstein, was photographed during one of his last public appearances in 2006 for an advertisement. Boyle passed away on December 12, 2006 at the age of 71 due to complications from heart disease. Lloyd Bridges, a Hollywood legend with a career spanning over 50 years, was photographed in one of his final public moments in California in 1998, before his passing on March 10th of that year. Known for iconic roles in TV series like Sea Hunt and films like Airplane, Bridges left a significant mark in both cinema and television. He was also the father of Jeff and Beau Bridges, who followed in his footsteps as actors. Don Ameche, known for his roles in classic films like Cocoon and Trading Places, was photographed during one of his final public moments in the late 1990s. He passed away on December 6, 1993, at the age of 85 in Scottsdale, Arizona, due to prostate cancer. His career spanned more than 6 decades, leaving a lasting impression on Hollywood. Phil Hartman was photographed at a social event shortly before his death on May 28, 1998, at his home in Encino, California. Known for his work on Saturday Night Live and shows like The Simpsons, Hartman was a central figure in American comedy for decades. Tragically, his life was cut short at the age of 49 in a domestic incident. Oliver Reed was photographed on the set of Gladiator in Valletta, Malta, shortly before suffering a fatal heart attack on May 2, 1999. The British actor, known for his intense performances in films like The Assassination Bureau and Women in Love, was in the midst of filming when he collapsed. Despite his sudden passing, Reed's scenes were completed using digital technology. James Gandolfini was photographed during his trip to Rome, Italy in June 2013, moments before his sudden death from a heart attack on June 19th of that year. Before becoming an iconic name on television, Gandolfini built a solid reputation in theater and Hollywood films. He gained attention in productions like True Romance, 1993, and Get Shorty, 1995. This photo was taken during one of Bernie Mac's last public events. Bernie Mac, one of the greatest comedians and actors in the United States, was known for his authentic humor and commanding presence. He began his career as a stand-up comedian, gaining national fame as part of the original Kings of Comedy. In film, he stood out in productions like Ocean's 11, Mr. 3000, and Daddy Daycare. This photo of Brittany Murphy was taken at one of her last public events before her untimely death. Known for memorable roles in films such as Clueless and 8 Mile, Murphy was a rising star in cinema and television. Her captivating smile and expressive eyes reflected the energy she brought to her performances. The actress tragically passed away on December 20, 2009, at the age of 32, due to a combination of pneumonia, anemia, and prescription medication use. Mel Blanc, in his last public appearance, is widely recognized as the man of 1,000 voices and one of the most iconic voice actors in history. Born on May 30, 1908, Blanc was the voice behind unforgettable Warner Brothers cartoon characters including Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Sylvester, and Tweety. In addition to his television work, Blanc contributed to numerous animated shorts shown in theaters from the 1930s to the 1960s and participated in the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 1988. This photo of Vic Morrow was taken during the filming of Twilight Zone, the movie. Morrow had a solid career in cinema and television, often portraying tough and determined figures. He was known for his work in Combat, 1962, Twilight Zone, the movie, 1983, and 1990, The Bronx Warriors, 1982. Tragically, his life was cut short on July 23, 1982, during the filming of Twilight Zone, the movie, due to a helicopter accident. John Belushi, photographed days before his death, was known for his irreverent humor and talent as a comedian. He was one of the founding members of Saturday Night Live and starred in iconic films like Animal House, 1978, and The Blues Brothers, 1980. However, his career was tragically interrupted when he passed away on March 5, 1982, at the age of 33 due to a drug overdose. This photo of Leonard Nimoy, globally recognized for portraying Spock in Star Trek, was taken shortly before his death on February 27, 2015, at the age of 83. He suffered from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, attributed to smoking, despite having quit decades earlier. Nimoy left a lasting impact on popular culture through his role in the original Star Trek series, 1966, 1969, and its subsequent films, including Star Trek the Motion Picture, 1979, and Star Trek 2009, directed by J.J. Abrams. Gary Coleman at his last public event. Coleman, globally known for his role as Arnold Jackson on the TV series Different Strokes, was one of the most famous child stars of the 1970s and 1980s. He suffered from a congenital kidney condition that limited his growth, contributing to his youthful appearance even as an adult. Coleman passed away on May 28, 2010, at the age of 42 due to a brain hemorrhage. Richard Harris, in one of his last interviews, conducted during the promotion of his work in the Harry Potter franchise, where he portrayed Albus Dumbledore in the first 2 films. Harris, an acclaimed actor in theater and cinema, starred in iconic films like A Man Called Horse, 1970, and Unforgiven, 1992. His performance in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets introduced the legendary actor to a new generation. Not only a revolutionary in rock and roll, Elvis Presley followed in the footsteps of musicians like Frank Sinatra to enjoy a lucrative acting career. After his film debut in the 1950s, Presley achieved box office success throughout the 1960s with films such as Blue Hawaii, Viva Las Vegas, G.I. Blues, Kid Galahad, Follow That Dream, It Happened at the World's Fair, Girl Happy, and Double Trouble. This photo of Robin Williams was taken at a fast food restaurant during a casual encounter with fans or staff shortly before his death on August 11, 2014. The actor, known for iconic roles in films like Dead Poets Society, 1989, and Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, was battling mental health challenges and a diagnosis of a neurodegenerative disease.